Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
All of us, no matter who we are, and in fact, no matter what ethical or political views we have on most other subjects, almost everyone already recognizes that causing harm, causing pain and suffering is a bad thing.
Supreme Master Ching Hai gratefully presents $20,000 to Mercy for Animals for their noble work, plus the Shining World Compassion Award with all love and gratitude. Shining World Compassion Award recipient, The Noble Endeavors of Mercy for Animals, Part 1 of 2. Continue watching to learn more.
Assalamu alaikum. This means peace be upon you in Somali. I'm Ayan. The vibrant people of Somalia hope all humanity can walk together towards a bright vegan future. Everywhere in the world, we can observe and be touched by acts of kindness. People from all walks of life, faiths, and cultures extend themselves beyond the call of duty to help others unconditionally. Even loving, caring animals contribute also in this noble category. Through their noble deeds, humanity as a whole is elevated. To commend virtuous actions and encourage more people to be inspired by their examples, Supreme Master Ching Hai has lovingly created a series of awards, including the Shining World Leadership Award, Shining World Compassion Award, Shining World Hero and Heroine Awards, Shining World Honesty Award, Shining World Protection Award, Shining World Intelligence Award, and Shining World Invention Award, etc. These awards are to recognize some of the most exemplary, generous, caring, and courageous people who walk amongst us, as well as heroic, beautiful animal co-inhabitants whose acts are worthy of praises and gratitude. Today, we are delighted to present a remarkable organization that has been working tirelessly for the last few decades to help inspire compassion and end animal cruelty. Founded by Mr. Milo Runkle in 1999, Mercy for Animals, MFA, is a leading international nonprofit organization dedicated to protecting our precious animal friends. After witnessing the abuse of a farm animal for a high school agricultural project near his hometown in Ohio, USA, Mr. Runkle formed Mercy for Animals with the goal of ending the horrendous cruelty and promoting compassionate food choices and animal-free alternatives. This noble organization actively investigates the harsh realities hidden behind factory farm walls and aims to improve state-level policies and legislation for farm animal protection. Mark DeVries, Manager of Special Projects and Drone Investigation at Mercy for Animals and Director of Speciesism, the movie, explains why animals are not food and why Mercy for Animals spreads the message of love and compassion.
Non-human animals are sentient, complex individuals with deep social and emotional lives like ourselves. We share the very same brain structures and the very same collections of neurochemicals that function the same way, that allow for joy and sorrow and fear and anger, positive and negative. This we actually share from our common evolutionary ancestors with all of these other mammals and birds and so on. And we see that when we observe animals behaving the same way in the same circumstances, when they mourn, when they lose a loved one, when they feel joy when they're reunited with a friend whom they haven't seen for a long time. Elephants and animals like bonobos, who are, along with chimpanzees, our closest living relatives, have been shown helping each other out of ditches. For example, a baby elephant was stuck in mud or in some sort of ditch or hole, and elephants either came together to pull them out, and in some cases might have actually requested help from others, like from humans. These are complex social individuals. And among many of these animals, the bonds are so strong that you can see empathy. You can see animals feeling joy when another animal feels joy, or sadness when another animal feels sadness, just like humans have empathy for one another. Once we realize that the things that really matter to us in our lives, which largely are things like our social relationships and our emotional states, that these are shared with all of these other species, that is a profound moment of waking up and realizing our continuity with the other species on Earth and with the natural world. Realizing that, being able to look into their eyes and make that connection, wakes people up to the fact that it matters when we cause suffering to pigs and cows and chickens in the industries where we use them for food, because they're capable of that very same suffering that we are and that so many other animals are. Once we look at it carefully, we realize all of the arguments for drawing this sharp distinction between humans and non-human animals ethically, and for causing unnecessary suffering to non-human animals, just fall very quickly.
Kind viewers, we pause to appreciate all the beautiful animal companions that brighten our lives with their unconditional love and loyalty. We will return shortly with more insight from Mr. Mark DeVries. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program. Shining World Compassion Award recipient, The Noble Endeavors of Mercy for Animals, Part 1 of 2. Mercy for Animals believes that the greatest cruelty and injustice of our time concerns food production by the farm animal industry. This is the important truth that the organization strives to share with the world. Posted online and via social media, Mercy for Animals' undercover investigations have been especially effective in bringing that truth to the public.
People care about animals. They recognize that non-human animals can feel pain, can feel joy, that they matter ethically. And yet, we've been trained from a very young age, literally often force-fed animal products and the animals themselves. It's our habits and the attitudes that we have brought up that stop us from seeing something that's actually very clear, that causing harm, causing suffering, which we're all already opposed to, is something that we do when we support industrial animal agriculture that causes suffering to billions of animals who are just as sentient as you and I are. Then it's easy to take the next step, which is to look at all the wonderful, delicious vegetarian, vegan food that you can get all over the place and in growing numbers now. And once you see that, why not make the switch?
Witnessing the suffering of farm animals is a powerful tool of change in terms of both inner consciousness and outer social norms. Mark DeVries shared with us his own experience of transformation, sparked by directing Speciesism, the movie, the 2013 award-winning documentary on industrial factory farming.
I actually became vegan when I was working on my first documentary, Speciesism, the movie. I was investigating factory farming, and then I started speaking with philosophers like Peter Singer and others who argue for extending our basic ethical principles to non-human animals. And that is when I started realizing that this is a fundamental issue of ethics and justice. And I could no longer come up with a defense that wasn't refuted for maintaining my current view of non-human animals and for maintaining my current practices. My first documentary, Speciesism, the movie, I started it as an undergraduate, and I finished it in my year before leaving for law school. And I wasn't planning to become a documentary filmmaker. I was going to release a documentary and then do other things. And it seemed to touch people very deeply and impact them very profoundly. And it took off far beyond what I expected, reached people all over the world, was shown in theaters all over the world. And I still receive messages from people today who say that Speciesism, the movie, changed their lives, persuaded them to become dedicated to improving the well-being of all of the other animals with whom we share the planet, and to help spread this message to others. And I'm just profoundly touched and moved by the fact that a project that I did was able to have that impact.
Mr. DeVries further talks about working with Mercy for Animals and how social media facilitates the awakening of compassion in people.
With Mercy for Animals, I collaborate on drone investigations. So I fly aerial drones over these factory farms, and I document the massive scale of these facilities. I document things like, most recently, calves who are born into the dairy industry and who are forced to spend months on end in tiny crates so small that they can't even turn around. There were literally thousands of these animals in these tiny wooden crates. When people saw this, when it was released by Mercy for Animals, it reached millions of people because it was shared all over social media. And people said, this is horrible. I had no idea that this was happening. What can I do? And it shows again that people care, that the pressure is on these industries to make changes, that the number of people who are refusing to buy products from these industries is continuing to rise. And these types of investigations are having that impact. So I'm going to be continuing to do drone investigations in the coming year, in many different places and of many different industries that I hope will continue to wake up millions of people to the plight of animals on factory farms and what they can do about it.
For more information about Mercy for Animals, please visit mercyforanimals.org. Generous viewers, thank you for your company on part 1 of Shining World Compassion Award recipient, The Noble Endeavors of Mercy for Animals. Please join us again for part 2, next Wednesday, July 15th. Up next is Spiritual Experiences, Strengthen Our Faith, part 1 of 5, on Between Master and Disciples, right after Noteworthy News. With divine grace, may a compassionate vegan world soon be realized.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/SWA.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/SWA.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule и suprememastertv.com/SWA.
Нашите предавания предлагат много езици. Моля вижте suprememastertv.com/schedule и suprememastertv.com/SWA.